they are.
Edmonton's a weird one though, because they're a small town and they're not small town, but they're a smaller city, and their only sport there is the Oilers. I think actually they have a CFL team too, but
I think they do. Yeah.
But like,
you're right.
The Oilers.
No, that is actually a very interesting like topic in and of itself, to see it mutating into this like Toronto-esque, like brutally like, are you fucking pissy, Leon? Tell me about it. Like, what? Pissy, are you crazy? Oh my god.
Hell, it's not a personal attack on you when your team loses. Like, I don't know. I'm not like over like the Avs win and I'm like, great, I get to write about something positive. I don't. It's not a thing where the Avs lose and I'm like, oh, I'm crushed, emotionally destroyed. And again, I don't get to interview players because the Avs won't give me a press pass. But
yet. We're gonna tag the Avs in this and be like, hashtag sponsor us.
Hey, you know what? The Avs only lost once when I was in the building. It was a preseason game. They've won every other time. So, I don't know.
Tireless woman. Come on, Colorado admin.
Put me at the press box.
Hasn't followed me back yet, by the way. God, Colorado. But sometimes they like my tweets, so that's fun.
They commented on my tweet about going to the game for the first time, and my friend thought it was so cute, and I appreciated that. But
they do have a great social media team. I cannot argue with that. Probably one of the best in the league.
Oh yeah, that team is fun. The Avs are so fun. But yeah, I think that the media culture there, I think people make a lot of big deal out of the Toronto market and like the Toronto media, and I don't think Toronto media is great. But I would say that it's okay. I've heard. Oh, hey, Bucks. I'm sorry, my cat meowed.
No, I love.
You have something to say about the Toronto media? What's something to say? What would you have to say?
She's like, screw him.
She's like, I like Steve. Steve is my man.
Steve only, but Steve doesn't write for the paper.
Yeah,
to my knowledge.
And I like I know Steve. Like people have been really anti-Steve this season, and I know why. He's been kind of a negative Nancy about the team, but I think he's earned it.
Yeah, like I mean, like right, like you're allowed to change your opinion or like hold on to. Well, I wouldn't say it's a shitty opinion, but yeah, like I give him. Go ahead, you do you.
Yeah, like honestly, right? I think if anyone has earned the right to be frustrated at this team, it's the guy who's been covering them for as long as he has and as in depth as he has.
Yeah. You know, so also sorry, it got dark here. I'm sorry. I'm like lit by my laptop now.
No, you're
super
fine.
sketchy.
It's fully
Blair Witch Project now.
It's fully snowing outside right now. So
oh yay. We love Denver.
I think
I have that tomorrow.
You're moving there?
No, I think I have like a shitload of snow tomorrow. Sorry, I got distracted.
We're supposed to get another snowstorm tomorrow as well.
Yay. Winter.
I know. But sorry, my cat's being crazy and I was like,
it's okay.
Yeah, so the Edmonton thing, I think there's a lot of markets that have just as tough of media as Toronto. I would say even tougher. But they don't get as much press because I think Toronto media kind of likes to be like, oh, we're the toughest. Like, we're the worst. Are we the worst? Like, that's a Steve Dangle thing, too. They talk about a lot on their podcasts. Like, they're like, Toronto media narrative is kind of perpetuated by the media. And, like, obviously there's some shitheads. Steve Simmons. Shithead. Is Damian Cox? He's also a shithead, too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. It's this is, like, my 2 cents on, like, the Toronto media is like, this is what I wrote like my thesis on was like, why is it like this? Right? Like, this is crazy to me. And so it's like, it has to do with the fact that it's like, it's technically the Toronto Star is like a local newspaper, but it is distributed nationally, which is why this narrative is so important. Like the Raptors and the Jays and the Leafs become the national, like they become this like pedestal. They exist up here. And so that's why everybody puts so much into these narratives. So yeah, I totally agree. They're like, they'll be deliberately shitty just to sell newspapers. It's wild. It's so wild. So yeah, also, that's why it's like.
Yeah, and even just putting out like Canadian broadcasts and how like they talk about the Leafs versus how American broadcasts talk about the Leafs. Leafs is really interesting to me. Like even like the TNT broadcast, like I remember like I was like, Wayne Gretzky, my dude, because he was like the Leafs are a really good team. And I was like, Wayne Gretzky, my dude! Like,
what a hot take.
I was like, he said it like one of like opening game, like one of the opening games, like, yeah, Leafs are a good team, you know, it's really, you know, they're like, because like Paul Bissonnette's like openly a Leafs fan, like it's something he's talking about. Where and like Wayne obviously is from Ontario, but like, yeah, the Leafs are a good team. Like, you know, they have he talked a lot about Edmonton, and I think he used to be close to Connor McDavid, which makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
There. But he's like, yeah, Connor and Leon, they have a lot of pressure to achieve. But he's like, oh, you know, those stars in Toronto. Like, I think Toronto's a good team. And I was like, this man. He's like, it's their cup to lose. And I was like, oh, okay, wait.
Oh, dang.
I was like,
that is a hot
like,
take.
Wayne Gretzky, the favorite hockey analyst. Like,